Come closer, my dears, and let me share with you the tale of a humble bird that found their place in this world. There was once a small egg, hidden from the eyes and grasp of the elements. Sat at the bank of a faraway river, bathed in the sun's warm embrace, this egg came to life. And a young bird met the sun with nothing and no one, not even a name. This young bird, alone and seeking more than their riverbed, sought the world and all it had to offer. Taking flight, they flew from valley to village, ocean to port, seeking and learning all the way through. The young bird grew and sought who they may be in every venture and every trade. Despite how they may try, and despite all who the small bird may have known, they remained alone and searching, wondering, until they were within an old library. And within said library's books they crossed a familiar sight. A small bird, much like themselves. This bird that went by King Fisher stared back, and the small bird felt longing once again for more. For now, King Fisher would be their title. For now, King Fisher would be their name. And the small bird, now King Fisher, then continued to travel, continued to roam and search and venture into the world, seeking something unknown yet lost. They searched for a home and a name, yet still to call their own. Traveling farther than ever dreamed possible, the small bird landed in a land they had never seen. A forest, vast and green and filled with life. It was easy for King Fisher to rest, tucked away, bathed in the sun's setting rays, once again hidden from the eyes and grasp of the world, now much more known. Worn from their traveling, King Fisher slept and slept, unaware, as others found the small bird tucked away. Creatures of all types came to see this odd, small, feathered creature that lay sleeping there. And as the small bird awoke, they were met with the startling sight as they were surrounded and no longer alone. The small bird stepped back, and suddenly it started. Like a broken dam, the crowd flooded King Fisher with questions. Who are you? What did you come from? What are you? The small bird, who they themselves barely knew who they were, panicked and gave the only answer they knew. I'm a king A king? A king? What kind of king? You don't look like a king. Not a lion, or a bee, or an ant, though they often have queens. What kind of king could you be? You don't look like any kind of bug or beast. No, the kingfisher claimed. I'm not a bug or a beast. I'm a kingfisher, a bird, not an actual king. We've never seen a bird, nor have we ever had a king. But if you are a king, perhaps you could help us. You see, our people are in need because winter is coming, and with winter the cold, and with the cold the darkness and hunger. So perhaps you, a king, could help us with our food and our homes to avoid another dark season. The small bird looked at the creatures, uncertain as to what to do. They were no true king. They were a simple bird, lost and traveling and trying to learn who they are. But looking at the creatures asking for help, King Fisher thought back to their travels and ventures and trades, to the skills taught and learned, and in the moment, the small bird made a choice. I can help. I'll teach you what to do. I'll help you with your crops and your tools and your homes, But please don't call me a king, for that's not what I am. I'm a simple bird, that's all I know. And help the small bird did, as they taught the creatures of this land lessons and travels and trades. Together they built stronger tools and warmer homes, and yielded even bigger crops that filled the creatures' bellies far past the darkest seasons. And despite the small bird's complaints, the creatures praised their new king, despite his insistence to the contrary. If I were a king, I would have a castle for a home, something grander where I would rule from a throne. And despite Kingfisher's jokes and laughter, the creatures of the forest chose to build such a home quickly thereafter. They built their new king a grand castle of red stone, and surrounding it they built even more of their new homes. And as time passed, more came from far and wide to see the cardinal keep and the bird who was inside. And those visitors flocked and asked, "Who is this king?" And the creatures from the forest insisted and praised to the visitors that Kingfisher was his name. Amidst confusion and claims, the Kingfisher fell quiet, because a name was still something the bird had yet found them. No longer alone, the king pondered their name, and found one they felt deep in their veins. The king shared their name with their court and their friends, and from there it was spread to all far out lands. And as more people flocked to this new kingdom with awe in their eyes, and bowed to the bird who no longer looked small despite their true size, and to this small royal bird that had become accustomed to this greeting, the visitor smiled, bowing, and asked, with all of their doubts leaving, "Is this the land of the Kingfisher, King Xavier the First?" And the bird on the throne nodded and confirmed it was true, for that is their name, and this is their home, and it is open to all who come through. Now surrounded by family in a home built from knowledge alongside with their friends, this lord's search for more has finally come to an end.